Hi, everyone. This is John, your Epic consultant and coach. Today, we're going to talk about how to become an Epic consultant. This is another question that I get quite often. So, these are just some things to keep in mind if you're an Epic analyst or looking to enter the Epic field. So, first of all, these are the requirements that you need to have. So, you need to have an Epic certification in any module, specifically with what's called with expertise or senior level, basically analyst. So that's what's going to fit in well. You also need to have a minimum of 3 years of build experience. If you don't have that, you should not even be thinking about becoming an Epic consultant. You need to have the build experience first. Most consulting firms want to make sure that you have 5 years or more, which is usually preferred. So just keep that in mind next time you're starting to think about becoming a consultant. These are not negotiable with recruiters and hospitals. I've spoken with hundreds of recruiters, consulting firms. Like, you need to have an Epic certification. You need to have a minimum of 3 years build experience, and 5 or more years is usually what's kind of like the target number to get, just to make sure you're well rounded as a senior analyst in the field. And like I said before, if you don't have these and above, you cannot become an Epic consultant. That's just something not to think about at this time. And the thing that people usually get backwards is they want to become an Epic consultant, but they haven't even become an Epic analyst yet. So I made another video about how to do that. That's the first step. And then once you get the build experience, think about becoming an Epic consultant, gaining experience, going from there. And I mentioned the names of the videos as well, so you can check that. So when you are looking for consulting jobs, you want to make sure to keep these in mind. Know what you want. Do you want to do go lives? Do you want to do operational support? Do you want to do remote? Do you want to do like a hybrid situation? Do you want to do on site? It's kind of up to you as far as like what you're looking for. You also want to know your rate in the market. You can check Glassdoor, but as of this video, this is January 1st, 2023. It's $75 to $100 an hour, depending on your experience. So if you have like 3 to 5 years, and if you have 5 years plus, this is the range that most Epic consultants make at this time. Also, you want to make sure that you know the contract length that you want. Most are 3 months to start, then they extend. So I know they can be nerve wracking at first. That's how I got started, but then they usually renew every 3 months as long as you're doing a good job. So just keep working hard at first and just keep that going so you keep getting renewed. And there's more in my coaching programs. I talk about kind of like the snowball effect, how to keep it going so you're not constantly having to look for jobs. So just keep that in mind as well. When you're talking to recruiters, these are like, common sense things, but you'd be surprised. Be kind, network with everyone. You never know how you can help them, and vice versa. Follow up frequently. They're busy people, so like it's very normal for you to for them to say like, hey, send me an email, but you need to send an email like a day or two later to follow up again, just to make sure that you're at the top of their email so they can catch up with you. You always want to make sure to ask them, like, if they reach out to you about a contract role, ask them who the client is and what they're looking for. Some of the red flags that I keep in mind when I'm looking for Epic contracts is that they may refuse to tell you who the client is. I'm very leery of those contracts because the problem is if you get double submitted by 2 different recruiters to the same contract or same job, you could be, for example, I think that usually it's called like blacklisted. Like, you're not going to be considered at all by either firm and even the hospital client because you've been submitted twice. You've been double submitted. That's like the phrase. So they won't tell you the rate or length of the contract. Another red flag. You need to know that to take a contract. You're not going to, waste your time in an interview. You need to know the length of the contract, 3 to 6 months, and then make sure that it fits for your personal life. They also cannot provide details at all. Everything is generic. You ask them questions, they can't give you a straight answer. That's a recruiter you don't want to work with. So just kind of keep that in mind. And obviously, 99% of them are really great people to work with, but there's a few in there that might give the rest a bad rap. So just keep that in mind. And when you are looking for an Epic contract, you're gonna get really frustrated at first because it might be real for you really difficult to get. It took me several months of looking, applying, figuring out the process, what to say, what I was looking for. So don't get too discouraged, and just keep that um, kind of at the forefront when you're applying. Like, don't get discouraged. Keep figuring things out. Ask a lot of questions and figure out what you want. So until next time, I hope you have a great day.